Well, I think we're live. Hopefully everything's working. Let's see. Camera, bam. Camera, bam. Audio, bam. No green screen. I think we are good to go. What's going on, Scott? How's it going? How is it going? Hope you're doing good, man. Hopefully you're doing good. Decided to pop in, do a live stream tonight. I know it was last minute. Honestly, I was waiting. I got home and was seeing how some things were going. We've been putting together a swing set for our son, and this thing is a ginormous monster. I mean, it is a monster. I feel like it's going to have its own address. It's a 3-story building, and it's going in our backyard. So yeah, man, I've been super busy, super freaking busy. That's good to hear, man. Good to hear. I'm glad it's going good. Man, I tell you, holy smokes. It's been a hot minute. It's definitely been a hot minute. This is going to be exciting. You guys are going to be updating me. You guys are going to be updating me on what's going on. In all honesty, I've been grinding so much on the sports channel. I really have. I've been putting in such an amount of effort. It's just the grind has been incredible. There's just so much that is going on, and it's just so crazy to think. I was trying to attempt to at least juggle 2 channels, and I'm still going to attempt to do it. I don't want you guys to think that it's going anywhere. I am going to do a little bit of an experiment, though. I'm going to put a few of the sports videos up on the stock channel just to see the response that I get, and so definitely going to see how that goes. And if I get a decent response, some things may start to change, but it all just depends on how it does. So I hope everybody's doing good tonight. Hopefully you guys are having a tremendous Friday night. As you guys can see, the layout has upgraded. I started paying for StreamYard because of my other channel. It was a must need. I started a fantasy football, basically doing a fantasy football thing with a really good friend that works at a sports radio station. So I definitely had to upgrade the system for sure. Beautiful day. Tommy, what is going on? Sam, let's go ahead and start highlighting some of these. Tommy says, beautiful day. Sam coming in. What is up, Drone King? Hope you're doing good as well. What is up, everyone else? Sam, it's good to see you back, my friend. It's good to see you back. Scott, this is awesome. We have some things in Twitter. Look into Golden Apes. A lot of stuff coming with Humble, but want to follow with sports. What is the NFT or collector sentiment on the sports moving forward? Honestly, that's what's massive. That is a huge piece, in all honesty. There really is a lot that's going to start going on. I personally feel with the sports, the NFTs and things like that. You're already seeing it a lot with NBA and basketball. You're starting to see a lot of the, baseball cards even are going in that direction. And there's starting to be a big collection for that. I don't personally feel that the actual card itself will ever go away just because of how much collectors truly enjoy collecting the hard object. And so I really think that there's going to be, definitely a hobby for NFTs and things like that. But I definitely, because I've been doing some card collecting myself, I've been picking it back up. As you guys can see behind me, those are some of my prized possessions, but I definitely have some more. I have like a bunch of boxes too. So I've been picking it up, and I just don't think from sentiment and like the hard value of a card is ever going to go away. So, but yeah, it's definitely, I'm still keeping up with some stuff, just not as much as I used to. Humble, I'm trying to keep up just because that's my most biggest, it's the biggest in my portfolio still. That's another thing, guys, is I definitely have made some moves to clear a bunch of stuff out. There's been a lot of things that really have sucked. And I really just cleared out and just have been holding a massive cash position for a while. It's just going to keep growing and growing. I don't plan on doing a whole lot for a while with that. So I'm going to keep growing the cash position and seeing where it goes. So, yeah. But to also answer it, like, guys, I've told you guys numerous times, I'm never going to enter into the AMC space. I'm just not. Not that I wouldn't invest is what I'm saying, but I'm never going to like branch off and start talking about AMC. I think there's plenty of big people like Trey who covers that. And some of the other people cover that. That's just never something I was ever interested in. So, yeah, but good to see, man. Holding AMC strong. I definitely am. I keep up with the videos. Trey has covered that like a boss, and he is doing amazing things with that. So, I definitely understand that. What is going on, Miguel? I appreciate you coming in, man. I really do. It means a lot. Yes, sir. Missed you, man. Yeah, I'm on the grind, man. I am legitimately on the grind on the other channel. I'm doing some amazing things. Like it's incredible. I'm actually writing for I'm a contributor for a website that is pretty well known. It's through Fansided. And it's called KC Kingdom. So if you guys are ever interested, you might see some of the stuff pop up on my social medias. I'm trying to kind of commingle some just so you guys can see both sides, but really it's a lot of the beat of KC side is where you're going to get a lot of it. But I'm actually in talks with another group right now to be another contributor. So definitely picking that up. I'm going to be going on the local sports radio station again this Sunday. And so really kind of have been doing a lot on that side. I'm interviewing some significant people, guys. Really am interviewing a ton of significant people within the Kansas City sports industry. And there's just so much going on that side that it's hard to keep up with the stock side, especially when there's so much stuff on the stock side that just really isn't doing the best or is just not flashy enough to produce content for you guys right now. So yeah. Let's get back. Denver Broncos. Oh, no. I think this speaks for itself if that tells you what we're rocking with. We're rocking with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs. Michael Jew is from Upper Deck. From the creative design side, it could be huge. I agree. He's done a tremendous job. Honestly, with the NBA and everything like that, and it's going to continue. I definitely think people will get involved, but I personally, after really kind of seeing the sentiment, when you get that card and you're holding it in your hand and you're able to like see it, that's where I think that'll never go away. I think a lot of people have some connections with that, and when you get a really valuable card, a truly valuable card, like just being able to hold it. That's meaningful. So yeah, that's gonna be massive. Love seeing your collection. Yeah, I'm supposed to be upgrading my computer soon. I'm waiting for this thing to really kind of go to its last leg, and then I'm gonna be looking to upgrade the computer. When I do, I'm hoping that this whole display will go get a little bit more crisp, and then maybe I could actually walk you guys through my collection fully one of these days on the sports channel. Excitement with stocks lately just been put to the ground as of late. I feel so bummed that I had to go 70% cash. I'm right there with you, Sam. I really am. I definitely am holding massive, well, not massive, but for me it's massive amounts of cash just because of the way things have gone. And, it's very upsetting. I think I saw today Zillow, for example. Zillow is putting out some tremendous earnings. They're putting out some tremendous numbers, and the stock went in the opposite direction. I just personally, I don't feel that should happen when they're putting out, the anticipation is built up. I get that. But then when they exceed the expectations and they exceed it very well, I don't feel the stock should go down and people should be selling because of that. That just doesn't make sense. Like I would want to join up a stock like that to really enjoy the ride. And then I understand once it hits the peak based off of that news, then maybe having a little bit of a sell-off. But for them to just give it everything they have in an earnings report and then it just tank or go down, I guess not necessarily tank, but go way down in the opposite direction, I mean, that's not how it should work, in my opinion. Keep it up. What is your team? I'm Kansas City Chiefs, Kansas City Royals, Sporting Kansas City, Kansas Jayhawks. I've kind of been covering some other stuff too, just because I really enjoy writing and kind of talking. As of late, I've been talking a lot of Big 12 and the SEC and even the Pac-12 just because of a lot of the talks that are going on. Obviously, Texas and Oklahoma are going over to the SEC, and that kind of leaves us 8 schools that are remaining in the Big 12 to kind of to see what we're going to do. So I've been talking a lot about that. There's a big interview I have hopefully lined up next week from a guy that covers this a lot. And so we're going to definitely talk about that. I've been doing a lot of fantasy football. Me and a guy that I consider a pretty good friend, Blake Sneeders. Me and him started a series on Mondays where we get together and we start talking about fantasy football. This last Monday was our first episode, and it was kind of like our introduction. And hopefully this coming Monday, we're really going to dive in and start talking about, draft picks and who you should be looking at and positions and things like that. So honestly, there's so much that, it's just going to keep happening. Baseball is in full swing. We're getting towards the trade deadline passed. We're getting closer to playoffs. Teams are really kind of dividing themselves out. So that's something that we've been talking about. The Chiefs, obviously, NFL is in training camp. So that you got college sports, college football, that's in full swing. A lot of those teams are back in camp and they're getting ready for the football season. And then obviously the Olympics have been going on. And so there's just so much, guys, that can be talked about. And it is just so much fun. Just getting so many different people's perspectives and ideas and thoughts and, what do they think? And nobody's the same really. And some people can agree, but you also have people that disagree with you respectfully. And it's a lot of fun. I got to catch back up. There's that. Okay, so here we go. Did you just said you're in a cash position? Well, I am, Sam. I'm in a cash position. Cool, but I appreciate it, Tommy. There's the Gorillas. There's the Gorilla Gang. Miss you too. Drone King, so glad to see you're here live today. Most definitely, man. Sam, if you ever want to swing over on the other side and I'm live on there, pop in, man. Don't hesitate. Say hi. Say what's up. It's definitely, I enjoy talking both sides for most definitely. So can you put it in the chat? Would like to see it. Scott, are you talking about the other channel? I'll definitely be able to put it in there. I got to see if I can pull it up real quick on this side. Oh, there we go. So I actually just hit 190, which is absolutely incredible, guys. It took me, so I started this in May. So May, June, July, August. So I'm in 4 months and I'm already basically to 200. It took me, I started the stock channel in April. So April, May, June, July almost to August. So we'll say 4.5 months. 4.5 months to get to 100 subscribers on the stock channel. On the sports channel, I'm the 200 and I'm just now hitting 4 months. So, and we're not even in full swing mode yet. So much fun, guys. Really, it's absolutely incredible. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here so you guys can see it real quick. There we go. So here is the second channel. I'll definitely put the link in the description later. So that's what it looks like right there. It's called the Beat of KC, and that's the logo right there. So I took the beard and the face from my stock channel and just put it around in a circle, and it's called the Beat of KC. So if you guys want to, really an understanding of why I called it that, definitely put that in the chat, and I'll let you know. So Let's get caught up. Oh, it's got it. There we go. Wish you the best in all that you do. I appreciate it, Sam. I really do. I'm definitely grinding. And like I said, there's a chance, and I don't want that to sound negative, but there's a chance that the stock channel kicks back off again, just because if the stock market comes back and people are interested, or not necessarily even just the stock market, but let's say the stocks that I've kind of been talking about, I'll definitely be hitting back on those because I want people that are interested to get the information and get good information. So I'll definitely be doing that. If this stays stagnant for a while and the sports channel continues to boom, guys, it's hard to come back to something that, and it's not necessarily a discredit to what you guys are providing me. I do not want to put that. I mean, that's not it. It's just that the attention is, I'm trying to build this sports channel. It's addicting to me right now. The grind it's just insane for me. I'm writing multiple articles, and hopefully soon it's going to be for different places. It's just an addiction for me. So I'll definitely put this in the, let me see if I can share it possibly. Because I think it's tied right now to, there we go. See if that works. I think it's still tied to my stuff. That's the problem. Oh, yeah. See, it booted me back to my YouTube channel. Huh. Oh, that's because I'm under mine. Yeah, it won't work, guys. I'll have to send it to you off thing because it keeps tying it to the stock channel. It keeps tying it to the stock channel. So I'll put it in there for sure. Let's see what else. Football is back, baby. Cardinals will make the playoffs this year. Definitely been talking about the Cardinals a lot, Sam. Definitely going to be talking a lot about them in the fantasy football for sure. Obviously, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, there's so much. They go out and obviously get AJ Green, James Conner. I mean, I got you on that one for sure. Stay humble, my friends. Patience is a virtue. Most definitely, Steve. Still staying patient. Most definitely. Ryan, what is going on? Man, I appreciate you coming in. It means so much that you're coming in, man. It really does. That's absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Spent so much money on baseball cards in high school. Yeah. I honestly started the hobby right around the same time I started the stock channel. And, I kind of would gradually get cards here and there. Ones that, I would do some stuff on eBay, but I'd still pack a bunch. And that, I'd start collecting the ones that I really, really enjoyed. So, man, I tell you, it means a lot. You're in the chat for sure, and in the live stream. Thank you for joining. And yeah, definitely, I'd be interested to hear some of the cards you got if you still got them. Tommy, Tesla, most definitely. That's actually one that I'm gonna kind of start building up and kind of just adding here and there. I got to kind of get caught back up on what they've been involved with and really kind of some of their numbers and stuff, but still obviously believe very, very deeply into Tesla. There's my buddy. There's Hooked on Jeep, and I dumped plug today at a loss for my position, but sold the peak before it dumped in the morning, rebalancing. That's awesome. That's awesome. At least that you were able to kind of rebalance and get some things. Not necessarily that you took it for a loss, but rebalancing is definitely something that I'm doing. I'm definitely took that approach. There for a while, I was like, I'm going to hold. And then I think I've kind of burned myself doing that method. So, yeah, it's definitely something I've changed for sure. Let's see. Oh, wow. That definitely updated way too fast. Where did it go? There we go. Buffalo. I'd actually talked about them recently too, Tommy. Talked about the Buffalo Bills in a recent thing I did. I wrote an article on the Kansas City Chiefs' 5 toughest opponents this year on the schedule. And Buffalo happened to be one of those. I think and then obviously Josh Allen signs that massive contract today. Smart holding cash right now. We'll know when the time is right, when there's another March 2020 dip. It's kind of a weird stock market right now. I mean, it depends on really what you're involved with. There's some things that are just booming, and then there's some stuff that just either is just stagnant, or there's stuff that's just not doing good at all. So it's just really kind of, especially a lot of the stuff that was hot when a lot of people were covering things. All that stuff is either stagnant or just not doing very well right now. Drum King, you should get a fantasy football going for this Discord if possible. Of course, I know you're just way too busy. That is kind of something that I definitely thought about. It's gonna be hard to kind of manage it and then and do things like that, especially with everything that's going on. Tim, HCMC thoughts. There for a long time, I was very excited about it. As of late, I haven't really seen too much. Maybe you can update me. I haven't really dove into HCMC as of late. Maybe you got something that you can pass on to the chat. My Nuggets can't win, so go. Tommy, so one of the people that I talk to quite a bit, and I consider him a friend too, because I've started to build a decent amount of friendships on the sports side. He actually covers the NBA, and there for a while he was a big-time Nuggets fan. I do actually think he covers the Nuggets and actually writes for the Nuggets. He may not do it anymore since the season ended, but I think he definitely covers them during season. Winter Olympics are only 6 months away. Crazy, right? What? Really? Humble NFTs are going to be popping. I sure hope so, Steve. I really do. I think that they have a lot of opportunities. And they're just so much. So you sold out of UAVS? Nope. Still sitting on the exact same amount of shares that I had. There's at least 4 to 5 stocks that I won't touch. And Ag Eagle is definitely one of those. I like to. How do I join your sports channel again? Just subscribe. You just got to subscribe. There, you don't have to pay or anything, Sam. It's just you just go over there and subscribe. Kick-ass, keep it up. We like what you're doing, bro. I appreciate it, Scott. I really do, man. It means so much to me, and it's incredible to, it's just incredible to be a part of it and doing it. And I've said multiple times, it's a grind, but you get addicted to it because you constantly are wanting to, stay with the times, keep current, and I think that for me, that's what's addicting is the fact that it gets so much fun. It's fun to kind of chase and keep up with what's current and popular, and that's what's fun for me, and providing it in a way that is Lucas for you guys. And a lot of people have enjoyed it and continue to enjoy it, and I thank you guys. I really do. Ryan, what are your thoughts about Twitch versus YouTube? I haven't really dabbled too much into Twitch. I watched people on Twitch, but my barber actually did the gaming side from Twitch and YouTube. And there for a while, he was dissatisfied with Twitch, switched over to the YouTube side. And I'll be honest with you, Ryan, it is very, very challenging. It's extremely hard to gain, I guess, recognition in certain fields. Gaming is very saturated, obviously, and you got to be able to stand out. Where Twitch, yes, it's the same, but you can kind of build your platform differently, and monetizations happen a little bit differently, from my understanding from just talking to my barber who plays video games. So he ended up going to the YouTube side and then went back to Twitch and is now moved levels up and is obviously at certain tiers of monetization. And he enjoys Twitch from obviously the gaming side. For me personally, I've always stuck with YouTube, and I really like YouTube. I like that it's challenging, and they challenge YouTubers if you're going to be real or not, and they make it very hard. But the moment you hit 1,000 subscribers, it's almost like the gates open, and it's just like a flood of kind of like everything, and that's kind of what's nice too is, once you really get the monetization aspect, it's like you can almost just breathe, and more people are exposed to your channels and things like that. So I guess I kind of have to be a little biased just because I've only done YouTube, but that would be my answer. But I've definitely seen a lot of positivity around Twitch too. Can you explain the Dragonfly fiasco? Still kind of lost there. So honestly, man, I really haven't dove a whole lot into it. I do know that there was a 5-to-1 split. I know that they uplisted. Excuse me. I know that they uplisted, but I really haven't dove too much more into that or really understood why necessarily they did it. From my understanding, the only thing I saw was that they were wanting to reduce the float, and in return on the reverse split they believe that would help support. From my understanding, I think that would help support the share price being where it's at, but it looks like it fell back down at least $2 from where it reverse split. And I think that they're still trying to get some stuff ironed out, but they have been putting out ever since they made that reverse split, and ever since they got uplisted, they've been really pushing out some content and really pushing out some information. And they really have been working behind the scenes on some pretty big time stuff for delivering medical supplies, and that's starting to come out. So I really think that they have a lot in the works, and they were kind of waiting to really expose it now that they're on the up list. And so it's just going to be something that I think is a little bit different than maybe a Red Cat, because Red Cat did acquire a company and add them as a subsidiary. Excuse me. They did add them as a subsidiary, but this is a little bit different, I think. And I think Dragonfly is going to kind of continuously be on the press. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how they continue to do their stuff. But yeah, man, I'm going to have to dive in a little bit deeper. And, I'm definitely going to be making some videos here before long and kind of hopefully getting you guys some updates on this stuff. Because I'm invested still in a Dragonfly, and I still had a decent amount until even the reverse split. So it's something I care about, and that's one company that I believe would be successful. So maybe it's just something that they had to do in order to make things happen the right way. We'll have to see. Have good, guys. Nice to hear from you. Thanks. Yep, no problem, Tommy. Appreciate you coming in. I really do. CPI report coming out on Wednesday will be so telling on what the next few months will be like for the rest of the year. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to keep eyes out on that for sure. Have a good night, guys. You too, Tommy, for sure. There is a delay, but keep it up. Yeah, it's probably because it's tied to StreamYard and it's tied to YouTube. So there's probably a little bit of a delay, and then I'm trying to keep up with the chat as well. So that's probably why there's a delay as well. I'm just trying to keep up with what's going on in the chat. I usually lag behind. So what you're saying is you're resigning the Drone King. Not officially, man. Not officially. Honestly, I'm keeping it because of you guys, and that's honestly the reason why I didn't. I seriously, I was debating hard of just converting the stock channel to the sports channel, and I literally stayed up really late one night and just sat here and contemplated, and I decided that I'm going to test it out, but I'm not going to do it. And the reason is just because I know how hard it took to get to this point, how many hours and late nights and like just the grinding it took just to get to this point with the support of you guys. And like, I just don't want to just change it up just because. And like, I definitely want to come back to this. And it's not that I'm going anywhere, because obviously it's there are down times and things like that. But once there's actually like consistent news and it's easy to really push the information, that's probably where I'll be more consistent. My goal right now is to hopefully start doing a video a week. And then as things kind of pick up and progress, kind of get back into a more of a routine. But yeah, that's kind of the plan right now. I heard next/new infrastructure bill will be crypto. Have you heard anything on this? That's kind of some of the stuff I've been hearing. I usually stay away from like actual stock channels and stuff now. I honestly have not watched CNBC in a long time. I haven't watched Fox Business in a long time. I honestly, guys, I'm gonna be real. I put a lot of stuff on hold just because, just the grind on the other stuff is you have to be on top of it. Training camp started, so being able to report on what's going on and communicate and write and do all that stuff. So honestly, I'm gonna have to dive into some of this myself. The bill was going to put pressure on crypto taxes, but they removed it from the bill. There's your answer right there. Uh-oh. Are you still in RCAT? I am. Yo, John from Cali. What's going on, John? Appreciate you coming in and checking out the live stream. That one did some shenanigans too. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how all these, and that's what sucks, is like all these companies put on this like great show and like, I don't know. It really put a damper on the whole idea of being a long-term investor. And like that idea of set it and forget it is kind of like, honestly, kind of what I'm doing right now. And that's kind of the approach I took. You know, the stocks that I really honestly believe in for the long term, like long term, I kept. And for the most part, the other ones I dumped. Created the cash position and almost have set it and forget it. Like I don't like there for a while. I was probably checking like 30 times a day, 40 times a day. I think I probably check once a day now. And that's it. That's it. My 5K of Dragonfly that I tried to average down was really red. Now 1K of Dragon D Pro is really red. Effers. I sold 2K of RCAT on the rallies. I'll be rebuilding when I see a chance. You know, I really do think a lot of these have good chances of being good. And you know, it's just until that's the reality we face, guys. Until the FAA passes, the full playbook is out there, and companies are able to really work in that environment. You're not going to see the true capabilities of these stocks and these businesses because you just don't have that quite yet. Once the businesses are able to sell on a consistent basis a drone for what it's needed to be used for, whether that is package delivery, whether it is surveying, whether that is doing all these other things, they're not going to be able to do that in mass production or even in mass sales until until the FAA just gives them the ability to do it. That's the biggest issue right now with these stocks. I sure hope ALPP doesn't pull a Dragonfly. I really don't think they will. Again, but that's the thing is I didn't believe Dragonfly would do it. I really don't think ALPP will do it just because of how much revenue they're generating. And because of all their subsidiaries. So I really do believe that there's a good chance ALPP won't do that. And they're making pretty solid money on their revenue right now. There are very few OTC companies that actually have the potential to build an actual business. Most of them just want to sell your shares. Yeah, and you know that's the hard part. I mean, that really is really kind of diving in and dissecting that information, exactly what you're providing, and finding out which, if any, are truly going to become a company versus the ones that are just there to sell your shares. And that's kind of, it's just what sucks. Same. Yeah, you know, guys, like I think ALPP honestly is on the cusp. What's crazy for me is how they have not uplisted yet. And what's holding them back from being uplisted? Just because I feel like they have everything that you would want to uplist. Or some of these other companies, there are some question marks and things like that. ALPP has everything, and it's just crazy to me. I played Torch, right, and rebuilt 4 times MMAT now. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. You know, I've definitely I've heard about what they've been doing, keeping up a little bit of what they're doing. Definitely enjoy what they have going for them for sure. I'm up 80% year to date, but I would be up way more if the OTCs didn't kill me, letting NVDA, AMD, CrowdStrike, ZS, FTNT, and GLBE lead my portfolio right now. To be fair, my rocket, space, and satellite companies wetting the bed too. Go figure. I mean, that's what's tough. That's what's honestly what's tough. And yeah, it's crazy because, like, I mean, seriously, go back, we'll say 6 months ago when SPACs were so massive and like OTC started becoming a true thing where people got in and were playing them for periods of time, and they almost like took on their own form of where it was like more than just a day trading aspect. People were, and I'm right there. People were on board and climbing in and believing in what these companies were saying. Look at all the EV companies that were like, we're building out these cars. Lordstown Motors, Workhorse, guys. I was making tons and tons of videos, like, and then we're seeing Lordstown basically fold. Workhorse not get the USPS contract. I mean, it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to think that stuff has happened, and I mean, I guess that's the way it goes. That's business. That's the stock market. That's there's just so much that is yeah. It's just the way it goes sometimes. That's why, in all honesty, and I'm being 100% real with every person that's in this chat right now. That's what's been the hardest part about doing the stock channel is I don't want to provide bad information. I don't want to provide, and it's not that I'm giving you guys, I'm not giving you advice by no means, because you guys obviously are doing your thing, but being able to provide good information and what I truly believe in, and am seeing what I'm seeing because of the information that's provided, that's what was fun and that's what's exciting, and I enjoy that. But when you're seeing all this good information lead to terrible results, or it's just not, the business is just crumbling under itself because it just was either bold-faced lying or it just didn't have the support. That's what's hard, because it's hard to then put content out and then they just run out of stuff that they're putting out, and that's what's tough. The SPAC game was such easy money last fall, and that's what's crazy is like it was sold out a Riot and MRA today on the rally too. I've watched the wave a few times. Yeah, Riot Blockchain's kind of done that. I haven't really paid too much attention to Mara. You still in Workhorse, by the way? Nope, I got out of it. Sold it all. Built up my BLDE position in EH. That's what I'm hearing. And I've been getting a few people on the side that have really kind of been sending me a lot of information. And it's crazy to see what some of these air taxi companies are doing. But again, it's hard to put, after seeing how this entire thing has developed out when it comes to these speculative or suspective type plays. Is that going to happen to a BLDE? Is that going to happen potentially to an EH? I understand EH has drones, but is that something that could happen? There's just a lot of question marks around that. I hold most drone companies. I'm holding Workhorse too. I hold most drone companies now. Apple is another one that's really big for me. I did sell all of my Workhorse. I sold all of my Lordstown. It's not that I don't believe in the company or believe in what they're trying to accomplish. I mean, you guys clearly understand. I talked about him so much. It's just I wanted to create a good enough cash position. And when the time comes and I decide to build up another portfolio again, that's when I'll have that. And maybe that's something that I look to add. But as of right now, that's kind of what's going on. Honestly, it's mostly cash. I think I have a total of maybe 20 stocks. Most of those are the ones you guys are familiar with: Ag Eagle, ALPP, Dragonfly, Drone Delivery Canada, Humble, LTNC, which is obviously the hydrogen infused water company. So A lot of those definitely are still in works. But I sold out of some of the ones that just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, you guys are seeing it. May add workhorse someday. I might be right back there with you. I love RTP because of that Uber partnership, but I don't want to own the stock, rather own the options. Too long to wait for revenue. Pre-revenue companies get killed too easily on macro pullbacks. Completely understand. What's going on, John? What is going on? Appreciate you coming in and checking out the live stream. What's on your watch list that would make you use some of that cash if they dip too much? Right now, honestly, my number one is Tesla. And then I was honestly looking to continuously add to some of those. Like, I'm definitely still considering to add to ALPP. But it's just, I think right now, I've said that, and then I've gone out and made kind of like, not necessarily crazy moves, but I've added to some positions that I feel comfortable doing. But I think right now, I just want to hold the cash and just maybe see how some things play out, develop out. There for a while, I honestly thought about just getting back to what I was originated on, and that was like the Dow 30. I know that's not flashy or exciting, but that obviously drew in some. I'm drawing a blank right now. Can't think of what they're called. But definitely thinking about getting back into the Dow 30 and just kind of letting it sit there for a while. But the thing is the Dow 30 is just so high right now. Like, a lot of that stuff I've been scoping out, it's still so close to its 52-week high. So that's a big reason too. But Tesla, obviously, if I can continually just plug at Tesla, and just keep building a position there, that's kind of the direction I was thinking. Ehang just got their factory up and running. They are the pride of China tech. I think the China FUD is isolated to a few industries. Gotcha, man. I dumped RTP and Quell. I got tired of barcoding my average of $9.95. I completely understand that, man. I really do. And that's my biggest thing, is not necessarily the barcoding or anything like that, but it's the fact that I still feel they are years out from that actually being a thing, because drones are still being worked on as entering in the airspace. And I get a lot of people are like, well, air taxis are similar to helicopters. They're similar to small airplanes, so it shouldn't be that challenging. The biggest thing with those is the fact that you still have to build out the infrastructure. Like, their whole intention isn't to land on a runway. Their intention is to land in a skyport and then be able to let the people off and continue on into an airspace. So there's going to have to be that infrastructure built out for that. Mind you that those skyports are not fully built into the infrastructure yet. Cities are going to have to implement those and start putting them into places. So that's something that has to be done. I would wait for RTP and Quell mergers and just buy the options when 2024 options come out in September. Neither will have revenue until 2023. Investors dump into them and easy on pullbacks. Gotcha. Yep, it makes sense. Makes sense. But Blade does already make money. Is Blade the one that's tied to the airline? I think Blade might be tied to the airline. Ehang is way ahead of them all. And that's what I mean. Yeah, I believe that. I do believe that. Damn. I haven't talked this much in a while, guys. It got me coughing. Agree. Yeah. Yeah, I just think that they're, it's cool that they're going to start selling them and people will get involved. But again, the infrastructure has to be put in place. That's going to be very similar to drones, guys. There's not going to be as much infrastructure that needs to be put in place, because drones really kind of function on their own. But the thing is when you're flying them, a business is doing it in mass bulk. They're flying them in fleets. They're going to have to be able to return somewhere, and that's what's going to have to be built out. I think it's going to be a lot less, just because what you're going to have to start to see are a delivery place. But a lot of people will still even receive their deliveries to front steps, even people's yards. And really, honestly, the other ones are going to be the mailboxes or the receptacles. But for the most part, I do believe that you're going to see drone infrastructure be handled a lot easier than you will the air taxis. I sold RTP at a nice gain. EXPC, the same. ACIC is another I like to jump back in onto once risk can come back. Hope you all have a watch list for this coming correction. Definitely have that. Definitely have a watch list prepared. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. Blade is a tourist helicopter company in Vegas that it has eVTOL coming. Which is the one that signed the deal with? Is it American Airlines? They signed, one of the companies signed a deal with like airlines, and that was to transport them. It was to transport people like from one spot to the next in preparations for either the airplane or something. But I saw that there was a deal, and I can't remember which one of those companies it was. I believe they are in LA as well. Yeah, that's a good one too. Blade is actually my fave. Blade. Miguel, you guys did the big old spiel on the whole thing. To be clear, Blade doesn't make eVTOLs. They buy them. They replace their massive fleet of current helicopters. But they're super profitable already with hundreds of pilots and helicopters already. Boom. I thought Blade biggest market was New York. Makes sense. EH just passed all testing for deploying multiple automated drones for firefighting. Yeah, that's incredible. That's incredible. And that's what I think I'm most excited for when it comes to. Oh, Cardinals are taking on the Royals. That's what I think I'm most excited for, is to see some of the actual like drones and the eVTOLs kind of really assist in emergency management and kind of assisting in just public services. I think that would be a good first approach, and really kind of be a way to display what is going on, and kind of as far as showing the safety and everything like that. I think some drone companies do that now because they're able to survey, because obviously they can fly to certain heights and things like that once you get your 135 FAA 135. And so some companies are doing that now, but I really think it would be kind of cool to see them getting involved with a lot of the public services. ACIC, I think, is the contract with United, but it's a future play. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out which one it was. Can't trust Chinese stocks, though. Everything about them can be fake. Wouldn't put $1 in them. It's kind of funny you say that. I actually got a letter in the mail the other day regarding Luckin Coffee. So yeah, it definitely is an interesting thing for sure. 2 year goes, I invested in Luckin Coffee. I actually got a thing in the mail the other day talking about a suit that's going on. So yeah, that's definitely interesting for sure. Man, so much going on. Super excited, guys. I'll pop up real quick while we're still talking. I'm going to show you guys, if you guys are interested. Oh, that's pretty cool. Can you guys see that? I think, there we go. You guys can see that. Okay, so here is where I've been writing. Casey Kingdom. There we go. My computer, obviously, it's laggy right now. Said I'm automatically in there. Yep. So as you guys can see here is the website. It's through Fansided, and Fansided was actually started by a couple of guys that are based out of, they were Kansas City Chiefs fans, and so they started this website. It now has over 300 kind of individual sites. This is one of them. And so as you guys can see, I'm right there in the middle. You can click on it. So I actually just talked about it's laggy. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, as you guys can see, I wrote an article on Sporting Kansas City, and so that's the website for you guys if you're interested in seeing some of the writings that I've been doing. I actually wrote about the. So here's everything I've written on so far. I actually just started probably very end of July, like very end, probably like the last 3 or 4 days of July, and then have been doing it since. So here's everything I've written on so far. There's a little bit more. So the start was, yeah, so 2 weeks ago is my first article written. And as you guys can see, I've kind of been busy talking about sports. So definitely a lot of fun on that. Casey Kingdom, go check it out. I'm in talks with something very similar, kind of on behind the scenes. So I'm talking to them right now. We're gonna see if that works out, and I can maybe be writing for another company. So we'll have to see. I really like EH and all their videos. Sleeper, but that Uber partnership with RTP just has ridiculous. Like both though. How can you verify that? I see EH going back to 17 soon. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. It will be interesting for sure. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I seriously do want to get your guys' thoughts on this because I'm gonna attempt to do it, and I think it's definitely worth a shot. So I was gonna upload a few of the sports videos to the stock channel just to see how much attention is actually put into those. Do you guys think that they'll do good? Do you think that they'll get some views, or do you think people are going to be like, "What is this? Why is this on this channel?" Because I'm kind of curious. I'm really interested to see, if it really comes with. It's kind of like a test. Does the viewership and does the interest come with subscribers? And I'm kind of testing YouTube more than anything, because right now, like I showed you guys, I have 190 subscribers on the sports channel, but on this one I have 4,926, and I'm just curious. I'm really am curious to know, is it YouTube that is holding that channel back? Not necessarily it's holding it back. I'm trying to make sure I say this right, because it's not really holding it back. I'm just curious if YouTube will free the video of the sports more because it has a bigger platform to spread it, if that makes sense. So won't that mess up the algorithm? It might. It might mess it up. I'm not overly concerned with it just because 100% of it right now is the stock stuff, and it might mess it up, but it might be like, what is this? Be careful, man. Just make sure you have some buying power if something happens. Most definitely. Most definitely. I know Miguel's pretty solid with that stuff, and I'm definitely not messing with a whole lot right now. I'm building the cash position, and just letting it fill up right now. If it's a piggy bank, that's kind of the I guess visual aid that I want you to think of. I'm trying to get that piggy bank full, and that's what I'm working towards. So, man, I was hoping Nora would pop in. She was asking me if I was going to go live, and I told her I was definitely going to try. And then I announced it. I was hoping Nora would pop in here. Some of the other OGs. Sam, it is good to see you. Miguel, Hooked on Jeeping. All you guys. I really appreciate every one of you guys popping in and checking out the stream tonight. We're not quite wrapped up yet, but John, everybody that came in and was able to check it out. Ryan, definitely appreciate you coming in, man. It means a ton. Got the old Royals game on right now. We're losing currently to the St. Louis Cardinals, the I-70 series, as some of us are known to it to be the 1985 World Series. Holy smokes, we've been going for 55 minutes, guys. That's been incredible. It's good to get back on and talk. I get to talking, Mondays, we're going to be talking fantasy football on the other channel. I'm super excited about that. I stated that in the beginning of this. It's nice to kind of have that engagement where you're talking sports, but when you're talking to someone else who kind of is passionate about the same thing as you, it's really kind of just cool to be, what are your thoughts on this? Definitely thought about drafting this person. What do you think about that? Breaking down kind of the teams, the positions, and that's what's going to be fun. And I think there's a big interest for it because there's so many different platforms that you can use too. ESPN, Yahoo, your own individual platforms that are out there. So there's a lot that you can do. Different styles of fantasy football. Obviously, DraftKings, FanDuels are some ways to do it too, and that's something to talk about. So really kind of excited about that. So yeah, there's just so much going on. It's just incredible. I got some big stuff lined up for next week on the channel. I got a big interview for some Royals talks. I got a vlog coming in 2 weeks. I'm actually going to the Kansas City Chiefs training camp up in St. Joe, Missouri. So I'll be there for 2 days. Going to be vlogging that for the sports channel. And I got a new camera, guys. This thing's pretty freaking sweet. If you guys, yeah, this thing's a monster. I was thinking about I'm going to try to start doing some stuff on it for the channel and stop using my iPad so the camera's so blurry. I've been watching some stuff on it and seeing how people do it. So I'm definitely going to start probably doing some recording on that for the channels and just see the quality that comes out. I need to actually charge the battery. Been waiting to do that. Miguel says he has 0 cash. I'm already using 40% leverage, but it depends why a pullback happens. If it's for inflation fears again, then I'm fine. If it's for Delta variant, then maybe not. Depends on the why. Gotcha. Well, there's more than the Delta. There's the Delta plus Sigma, and then there's the Delta plus Sigma minus Sigma Eco. There's also the regular variant. There's also the plus minus Echo, Golf variant. And then I think you get what I'm trying to say. I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. If Biden doesn't get his vaccine numbers up, percentages up, he might pull some dirty tricks to make it happen and wreck the economy. He won't care about our money investments. It could happen. It could happen. It's just that I think that's a big reason why, and I'm not saying him specifically, but I'm thinking that, with the way everything's been handled with the pandemic, honestly, that's kind of what put a lot of damper on this entire thing. I don't know if it's necessarily that a lot of people were at home and engaged in YouTube and were just fascinated with stocks. And then now that the people are having to go back and they have to go back to their jobs, they're just not watching or paying attention or even caring about what's going on in the market because they're like, my money's set, or I don't have to really care about this anymore. And so they're just, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's just weird how everything kind of just played out in the last 3 to 4 months. Yeah, I've got the sniffles variant. The more booster shots we need, the more CVS goes up. Go figure, but I get it. Maybe that's one to look into. But, the way things go, it'll probably go down because they would be getting more attention. People that aren't vaccinated by now probably won't get it. Companies are trying to make it mandatory, but they're already struggling to find workers. Yeah, that's what's kind of crazy. You guys know I usually don't really talk politics. I usually don't really talk a whole lot of stuff on the channel. It's just something I've always chose to kind of stay in the middle for the channel. But I definitely think I try my personality. I don't care if you got vaccinated or if you don't. It's your choice. We live in the United States. Some of us do. Some people obviously live in other countries that are in here. It's your choice. Do what you want to do. I'm not going to like you or dislike you anymore because you got it or you didn't get it. You have a personal reason why you don't want to get it, then that's your choice. I'm not going to be that guy that's like, you need to get it, blah, blah, blah. And so that's just my take on it. I got it because our son has had respiratory issues. my job also requires me to have it in order to be there. I would like to keep my job because it helps me pay my bills. And so there's a reason why I did it. So, but I'm not going to like, if someone is like, I don't want to do it because of, like I know quite a few Native Americans who choose not to do it because that's kind of their belief, is to not put anything in their bodies. I completely get that. Don't do that then. I mean, that's your choice. That's what's amazing about it. I mean, but then if you get it and it's like 10 times worse because you chose not to get it, then don't complain. Like, you chose not to get it and now it's like 10 times worse for you and you're experiencing what full on COVID is. Like, so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm definitely in the middle. And it is what it is. I've never been a political person. I honestly don't watch politics. That's just not my style. Meanwhile, Moderna loving life because they're the only ones who actually sell vaccine shots for a profit. Biden says we're in a war against the unvaccinated. Get vaccinated and repeat over and over. He's a dipshit. I want to see who makes money off vaccine passports. Well, it used to be the chip that they said they were going to control society. I got the vaccine shot because I love traveling to Europe. Literally the main reason. If don't, then wouldn't let me off the plane when I get there. Yep. And that's what's kind of crazy too, is like just how some other places are handling. Obviously, like some places over in Europe. So we went to, you guys remember when I went to Arizona back in March, the entire like international section of the airport was not functioning. Like nobody was working there and everything said closed. It literally was like a ghost town. So yeah, that's what's crazy. I'm pretty sure it's changed a little bit now, but that was kind of eerie to me. Now the nanotechnology, they've been spraying chemtrails for decades. Yeah, see all that stuff. I was in the military. I could have been injected with anything. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I went through a long line. I got stuck with all kinds of needles, and who knows? Maybe I got tested, or I was a test dummy for something. I don't know. I feel pretty good. Ever since I was a kid, I had to fake sick to stay home. I knock on wood, I've been a healthy person, a healthy individual. I wear shorts year round. As I've gotten a little bit older, I've transitioned to wearing some sweatpants, but it gets down to like below zero here, guys, and I still go out in shorts. That's just who I am, and that's kind of my way of life. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just built different, like some people say, built different, but that's just what it is. I can't tell you guys, my son's been hooked on Frozen, and I've probably seen the Frozen series about 6,000 times now. I've been able to quote the movies. I can sing probably all the songs. If you guys ever want me to karaoke a night on the live stream about exactly what is going on with Frozen, we can do that. We can make that happen. Word on the street is that the judge is going to dismiss the HCMC lawsuit. Miguel, I wouldn't be surprised with the way everything is gone. With any glimmer of hope for any of these types of stocks, I just believe that. So, yeah. Hollywood has been telling us all along. The zombie apocalypse, Planet of the Apes, vampires, COVID. I double tapped to make sure, but apparently that's why the stock collapsed a few days back. Yeah. I sold all the way down to 250 on that, 250K. Took a major profit on that, turned that into a cash position. I felt 250,000 shares is still a decent amount if it were to do anything. Then yeah, it would be significant. I actually was smart and did it before that. Didn't even know that was going to happen or coming. And so, yeah, I got lucky on that one. Was not so lucky on some others, but went ahead and took the L's and got over it. Definitely took some L's on some and got over it. So, Well, guys, I appreciate you guys checking out the live stream. I definitely had to shake some rust off. I still have a lot of rust, guys. I got to go get the WD-40 can, and I'm going to have to really get caught back up and keeping up with what's going on in the stock market. I just honestly, guys, I've been grinding so much on the other channel. Let me pull it up for you guys one more time for those of you that are even at a glimmer of interest. It's called the Beat of KC, and I'll give you a quick rundown why it's called the Beat of KC. So, the heartbeat of Kansas City is one reason why I implemented that. A beat reporter is someone who covers their subject matter. In this case, a lot of the time, a beat writer covers a sport, and so the Beat of KC, it's covering Kansas City. And then obviously we have a jazz museum, and we're known for some of the music that is in Kansas City. And so the Beat of Kansas City. So really kind of it's like a triple entendre for a title. And I implemented that all into one. So yeah, so as you guys can see, 63 videos. And it's just been nonstop, guys. It's been nonstop. Started 3 months ago, and it's just been nonstop since. So talked about our draft picks, did some live streams on that side. Been hanging out with some friends from high school, got reconnected with some people from high school, but really have done so many interviews. And I think that's what's been cool is like I interviewed Josh Fan, who helped me kind of lead my way to writing for Casey Kingdom. Michael Darcy, I'm getting ready to go and hang out with him at Chiefs training camp. We do live streams together on Royals on his channel. Jordan Foote writes for Sports Illustrated. Been interviewing him. Actually went and played basketball with him and a bunch of other guys in the sports industry the other night. So there's so much that is going on this channel, guys. I've been talking, Robbie Yost Malone. He's a good friend of mine from high school. We graduated together in 2007. We got reconnected because of the sports stuff. And we ended up going to the Royals game together. If you guys have not seen the day in the life of the Beat of KC at Kauffman Stadium, you guys are missing out. It's my first my second true vlog, because if you guys are interested, I did a vlog of Kansas City getting my haircut. I actually took you through the whole steps of me getting my haircut, the drive down there. It was actually pouring rain that day, so the drive down was kind of crazy. But I actually kind of like walk you guys through Kansas City, like downtown. And so, yeah, that's part of it, because that's part of the channel. I want you guys to know what Kansas City's all about. There's just so much, guys. So much. I talked to you a lot about what's Kansas City sports, but we're really kind of diving in and going to be doing some other stuff as well. Like I said, I started doing fantasy football with Blake. That's going to be a continuous trend, and baseball is constantly going on. So there's just so much. Started covering KU, Kansas University athletics on the writing side. Just building everything up, guys. So really, really working on some things. I appreciate everybody checking out the live stream tonight. It means so much to me. It really does. It was nice to just be able to come back to this platform and address you guys and do what I'm used to doing. So I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you have a tremendous rest of your weekend. I'm going to Garth Brooks tomorrow at Arrowhead Stadium. I'm going to see Garth Brooks with the 50,000 people. They're probably more than that. I got to finish. Definitely have to finish, the swing set. And I'm supposed to go back on the radio at noon Central Standard Time in Kansas City. So on Sunday. So got a lot going. And then we're back in the grind on Monday. So hopefully you guys have a good weekend. You guys know how I wrap this out. As always, have a good day.